Good morning. We have somewhat of a cloudy day this morning. Before I set my timer here, I wanted to say I was thinking a decent bit about what I wanted to talk about this morning. Just went on a walk and did a meditation. And even right now, like my heart rate is getting a little higher. I feel a little nervous. And I think this happens when there's not a clear thing that I want to talk about from the previous day. And as I was meditating just now, I was like, well, what we could do is just see when I made these videos, the ones that I didn't publish 2 years ago, I just set a timer for 5 minutes, and I just sat there for 5 minutes and talked into the camera about whatever came up. And so I think I want to default to that. So here's my timer. I'm going to set it for 8 minutes, and I'm just going to sit here, and whatever comes up is going to come up, and I will title this video after I make the video. One thing that I was thinking about talking about was revisiting why I'm making these videos every day. But first, yesterday was my first work day here in the co-living hotel, and I wanted to share that because it's top of mind. So there's a co-working, I forgot to talk about this yesterday. There's a co-working space in the hotel, but it's separate from the hotel. Like you have to pay for it, even if you're a guest. And it's in US dollars, it's $2 per day, or you can get a monthly pass for $75. If you get the monthly pass, you get 24/7 access. If you only do the day pass, they're only open from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, which for me is not really that useful. But fortunately, on the first floor of the hotel, there is a co-living space, and there are a whole bunch of desks. They're kind of scattered. There's a whole bunch of open space, but there are outlets, and a bunch of people were working there when I checked it out the day before. So I just worked there. I mean, the Wi-Fi is slow, but it's Wi-Fi. And so that's what I did yesterday. The problem is nobody has coffee. There's a coffee machine on the first floor of the hotel, like a Starbucks, like you punch the buttons and it does your coffee. But it's under service right now. And the only other option is there's a cafe on the first floor, but you can't just buy coffee. You have to buy, it's like you get a plate for a buffet for $3 or something like that. So anyway, I worked with no coffee yesterday, and I might be doing that again today. The nearest one is 7-Eleven, a couple blocks down the street. And I don't know if it's worth 7-Eleven coffee. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, why am I making these videos? I think it'd be interesting. I wrote about this in my blog post when I started these 2 months ago, and I think it's gotten to the point where these are just habitual. Like, it's just what I do. It's just like, yeah, I wake up, I go for a walk, and then I make my video. And it's like, that's just what I do. There's no questioning at this point. But, it's good to check in every once in a while. So I wrote, maybe I'll link this blog post in the description if you want to read it. if I remember to do that. I wrote, okay, documenting this period of my life. This past 2.5 months, 3 months, has been the most intentional and productive and focused I've ever been in my entire. It's like all of the things that I've been learning have, like, I'm implementing now, and so it's like the routine, all of the like self-improvement advice, work, focus, energy, sleep, diet, nutrition, like all of it is being implemented now, and I feel like I'm making so much progress. Just like weeks go by and it's like, oh my God. And I felt that my future self, rewatching these videos, the 80-year-old, I'd like to think about my 80-year-old self in the future, sitting in his rocking chair, reliving my life now. Like, what is he? I'm still working on like thinking about this more, because I think it's a really good frame shift. And Alex Hormozy talks about his 85-year-old self a lot too, but I can see him sitting there thinking like, you made all of this progress, like why didn't you document any of it? And so I wanted like something tangible to rewatch. The second thing is that it doesn't need to be complicated. I think I get YouTube is such a interesting, and really video is such an interesting space. You get like, people use it in all different types of ways, and I've started to get this hypothesis that is, there's an untapped potential and desire for people just making raw, authentic, no BS, turn the camera on and talk to it. Like, what are you learning? Like, what are you going through? What are you struggling with? And my hypothesis is that YouTube has swung so far in the like edited clickbait, like everything needs like B-roll and everything needs to be, it's like, it's becoming this, you need like a film. You need like a $10,000 camera, like documentary. You need like a team just to make like an 8-minute video about sharing something that you learned. And I have resonated a lot with videos from Hamza, First Man, even Ali Abdaal made one the other couple weeks ago, of just like turn the camera on and talk into it and share what you learned, what you're going through, and like document the process. And so I don't want to make it complicated. I just turn the camera on and then I set a timer and I talk to it. And before this, I just used my phone and talked into the camera like I have been doing with a lot of videos that I don't post. So that's still true. And I don't want to make it too complicated. But anyway, another thing I wrote is the opportunity for deep conversations. I find that one of the things that has kind of grown in interest for me is, or that I've, better word is like uncovered, is that I like talking about life and deep conversations and like, what are you wrestling with and how are you setting up your life or designing your life, or things that are really have what I feel like have substance behind them, rather than like, oh, how's the weather today? Oh, I went to this new restaurant the other day. Like, it's great, but like, it's so much more interesting to talk about life, And so I do a lot of journaling to myself about that, and I feel like there's an opportunity to share that and see if I can cultivate other people who also have an interest in talking about and thinking about and learning about things, that type of stuff. And then two others. Another thing is that this, I think, is my vehicle to building my long-term, reaching my long-term goal, which is building my personal brand around mentorship and coaching and just helping other people. And I think if you held a gun to my head, I think, because I've struggled with like, what do I want to help people with exactly? I think it comes down to like career goals, prioritization. I think that is like, it might change, but that's where I'm interested in most. That's what I like talking about the most with other people, going back to like deep conversations. But, and I'll make this quick. In the meantime, I don't want to monetize that yet, because I genuinely like talking with other people and helping them. And I don't want to monetize it because I think that will change how it makes me feel, and it'll change the frame of the conversation. It's like, great, we just helped, with your career goals, and you're gonna do this and this and this, and we're gonna chat next week, and remember to send me the invoice or send me the bill. I think it just changes the frame. And so in the meantime, I want to, and I will, build a business like solving a concrete problem, niche problem about something. Did my timer not go off? Hello? Oh, is it on Do Not Disturb? Okay, it's been 3 minutes. Okay, sorry. Apologies. I've been trying to, and I have been, setting my phone on Do Not Disturb, like pretty much all day. Well, for sure for the morning until like noon, but then for the rest of the day, my phone tends to be on Do Not Disturb, and just at points when I want to like see if there are any notifications, I'll just undo Do Not Disturb, check the notifications, and then redo the Do Not Disturb. And it's been working really well. Anyway, we're talking about long-term personal brand goal, not monetizing it, want to build a business, something separate from the mentorship, coaching, personal brand videos. And I think that experience will help me help you, help other people. So that's another reason. And then the last reason is just accountability. There have been a decent number of times when I think I need accountability. I learned that in the last year and a half. And so thinking about, well, okay, how can I give myself accountability? Whether that's somebody else holding me accountable or doing something that holds me accountable. And I realized when I did these videos a year ago and published them, that process helped me hold me accountable, because I had to show up every day and make a video about something. And I think it's just that, like, it's like being on a really slow treadmill in a positive way. Being on a really slow treadmill that's like, you can't ever stop because you have to make a video the next day, And it sounds like that can get out of control, and maybe it will. Maybe in 2 years I'll be like, I'm burnt out, and like I'll make my YouTube burnout video. But today is not that day, because these are very low friction, and it's a very positive, motivating force for me. And so accountability, I figured I need accountability. This is a way to get accountability. So here you are. And that I think all of those are still true. So, I guess I don't have anything else to talk about. So, with that, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.